Hi ladies, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a bit different, and if you guys like videos like this, then I'll be happy to make more of them. Today I'm going to be making my favorite meal, Chipotle steak burrito bowl. Chipotle Mexican Grill, simply known as Chipotle, is an American healthy fast food chain. You can find it in the US, UK, in Canada, Germany, and France, but not in Nigeria where I'm currently in. Luckily for me, a few months ago when I had a really terrible Chipotle craving, I did some research and I was able to find people who had tried to recreate Chipotle dishes. I took some of their recipes and modified it and kind of just played with them a bit to my taste. And I feel like I have perfected my Chipotle burrito bowl, and that's the recipe that I'm going to be sharing with you today. This dish has a 4-step preparation process, but I promise you it's super easy to make, and if you're good at multitasking, you would save a lot of time and you'll be done making this in less than 45 minutes. So we'll be starting with the first step. I'll start off with clean hands, and then I'll just cut my lean steak into stir-fry pieces to make it easier for me to stir-fry. I'll be seasoning that with some garlic, ginger, curry, barbecue spice, Nigerian chili, thyme, Suya spice. I would also be adding a bit of soy sauce and cooking red wine. I'll mix this well and allow it to marinate in the fridge for at least an hour, after which I will stir fry. Like I said, we'll be multitasking, so I'm moving to step 2 and pausing my step 1. I'll be adding my beans and I'll be cooking it in the sauce that it comes with in the can. I'll just crush a bit of garlic to give it a garlicky taste. I'll add some bay leaves as well, and some oregano and some salt and some Nigerian chili. I'll also be cooking my pre-washed rice in some water. This rice doesn't require parboiling. I'll use some olive oil, some dried coriander, bay leaves, and a bit of salt to season. And then I'll just bring these to a boil till they're cooked. Now I'll go back to my steak and I'll be stir frying this in olive oil. This is what it looks like done. While my rice and beans are cooking, I'll be moving on to step 3. I'll be preparing these ingredients for my salsas. First, I would squeeze my lemon and my lime. Then I would mash my avocados. And then I would chop the rest of the ingredients to make it easier for me to make all my salsas at the same time. Now that my ingredients are prepped, I'll be moving on to make the salsas. I'll be starting with the corn salsa. I'll add a bit of chopped red onions. Then I'll add some cilantro and then some Scotch bonnet peppers. Typically, I should be using jalapeños, but I didn't have any of those available, so I just decided to go with my Scotch bonnet instead. Then I'll be adding some lime juice and some lemon juice to the mix. And then I would add a few pinches of salt to taste. I'll mix this in well and put in the fridge to cool a bit. Next, I'll be making my tomato salsa using the exact same steps as the corn salsa steps. I'll also be storing this in the fridge to cool a bit. Finally, I'll be making the guacamole using the exact same steps as the other two salsas. The only difference is I'll be adding a bit of the Nigerian chili powder because I like the flavor that it gives in my guacamole. I'll also be refrigerating this after I mix properly. I'll be going back to finish my cilantro lime rice. I'll crush some garlic and add a little bit of butter, which I'll microwave together to melt and mix. And then I'll set this aside to cool. My rice and my beans have already cooked, as you can see. I'll just fluff the rice a bit and take out the bay leaves in both rice and beans. I'll set my beans aside while I work on my rice. I'll fluff the rice some more after it has cooled a bit. To make sure that it's not sticking together, I'll add the rest of the cilantro, some lime juice, and my garlic butter melt. I'll mix this in properly and set aside while I finish the final step of this meal. The final step are my fajita peppers. I'll be stir frying some red and green bell peppers, Scotch bonnet, and red onions in olive oil. I'll spice this with some ginger, garlic, dried oregano, and salt, and set aside to cool. Then I would plate my food and serve. First, I'll be dishing the rice to cover half of the bottom part of the plate. Then I'll be dishing the beans and the steak in equal parts. Then I'll add the fajita peppers and top with my salsas. Just because I'm extra, I'll be setting out some tortilla chips and dips as well for that real Mexican Monday lunch experience. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know if you want to see more of these types of videos in the comments, and I'll be sure to make more of them. Don't forget to subscribe and share, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!